George, also, could you tell everyone how Fredericksburg City Public Schools have affected, your journey?
Fredericksburg schools were very important in my journey. Learned a lot. To me, it was the best experience going through the city schools. Not a very big school district, so you got to know the other students, all the teachers, administration. You got to know everybody, so that was like that hometown feel, and that's something that I really loved about the Fredericksburg City school system, and it's something I took into college when I went to choose the college I wanted to go to. I wanted to have that small town feel. But learned a couple hard lessons though, and the first one was about grades. Athletically, I had nothing to complain about. I was doing well in sports, but my first year in James Monroe was 8th grade then, and they moved to 8th grade to high school. I didn't really agree with it, but at the same time, we did it. We went to high school, and coach came up with a rule. He said, you gotta have a 2.0 rule. You guys know a 2.0 is a very low C, okay? And so it shouldn't have been hard to get, but at the same time, first year in high school, I didn't realize how important the grades were, and I didn't have that 2.0 average. And so the coach, Chip Sullip, I still remember to this day, was figuring out the averages, and I was a little embarrassed because I was sitting in a meeting, they're talking about basketball, what we're gonna do, and all this other stuff. And so I was doing my grade point average up by myself, and I'm like, so I went to him after the meeting, I said, Coach, I don't think something's right. This is not coming up to be a 2.0. And he looked at it, he did it for me, he said, you're right, it's not. I still remember that report card. I had 3 D's and an F on that report card. And so he said, sorry, you can't play. And that was a bummer, that was a shocker. So I went home, real upset, but I was more upset about facing my mother and having to show her that report card because she stressed academics. And I felt I would let her down at that moment, which I did, but most importantly, I let myself down. And so I talked to the coach. So he said, if you bring up each one of your grades by 1 grade level, he'll let me play the last couple of games of the season. So, he kept his word, I kept my word. I brought my grades up, did so much better on the next report card, and never had an issue with grades for the rest of my career. And as a matter of fact, I ended up making the dean's list a couple times in college, which was very important to me.